And welcome back, participants, and we will start the next session. And the next session is by Ramguru Radhakrishnan, and today is about an application of blockchain. So just I will hand over the session to Ramguru Radhakrishnan. Sir, it's session to you.
Good morning, everyone. So, yeah, let's start it. So, yeah, today we will look on the applications of blockchain technology. So, that's the topic. So, as you see, blockchain, I would like to quickly revisit the definition what we saw yesterday. Okay, so this definition itself will guide you on where blockchain is suitable. Blockchain is a decentralized computation and a distributed ledger platform. Yes, so that's how it is designed, or that's how it is distributed, or that's the infrastructure level arrangement. Okay, where it should be used, it's very evident from this particular point. Among multiple parties, right? So blockchain is more suitable when there are more parties involved. Okay, if there are more parties, those parties do not trust in each other, then blockchain has a very good scope. This is one thing. When there are multiple people involved and those people do not trust each other, then blockchain is more suitable. Say you are asking money, maybe you are married, but due to corona situation, your salaries got deducted or reduced, or maybe you lost your job. You are in need for help. Okay, you go and ask your father some money. Okay, your father is not going to prepare a bond and ask you to sign for giving the money, because you know each other. Your father knows that you will not cheat. Your father knows that you might return the money as you got on the agreed date, or you, even if you don't return also, it is okay for him. So in such cases, or you get money from your friend and you are both are childhood friends, so you believe in each other. Just for a reference sake, maybe you can note it down in a paper or in your mobile phone notes app. That's all. You need not have a blockchain. Blockchain comes when the parties involved do not trust in each other. That is when you need a blockchain like a system, because no one can manipulate anything. In the first two cases, if you are getting a 50,000 rupee from your father or your friend, you are not going to change that 50,000 as 5,000 and later tell, hey, I got only 5,000 from you. You are not going to cheat, because there is already a level of trust that is established. So you are not going to manipulate. But whereas in any other case, if there are many parties involved and they don't trust each other, then such manipulations are possible. So in that case, blockchain is more suitable. One. Second, now the question is, what do you mean by they don't trust each other? One is, you don't know that person, so you don't trust him. As simple as that. You are not going to tell, hey, he's a very bad guy, he's a malicious person, he's not a person with integrity. You don't know anything about him. You are starting a business with anyone, you don't know anything about him, he's a new person. Just because you are not knowing that person completely, you don't trust that person. One. Second, the transaction that is happening in the business that these parties are involved is huge. Maybe per day, there are at least some 10,000 transactions that is happening across different areas in which you people are doing business. So you cannot believe when someone collects something from the memory and tell, or someone checks a record and tell. in a traditional system, because as I told yesterday, there are multiple ledgers. So you cannot expect a person to always give a right data. So just because of the complexity of the transaction, you may not always believe, or that person may not always give a right data. Third is a person manipulating the data purposefully. So these are the three meanings which I say when you mean you don't trust the person who is involved in your transaction. So whenever such a use case is there, then blockchain is more suitable. Let us say if you are telling like I have multiple people, but we all know each other, then you can use an Excel sheet. Provided that the transaction volume is less, you can use any simple existing solution itself. You need not come to a blockchain. One. Next. Many people think that they are going to blockchain for security. Blockchain is not the only solution that is providing a security. There are so many other technologies that provide security. So you should not go to blockchain because it is super secure. You should go to blockchain for this reason I told, or I want a single place where I can audit all my transactions that has happened over a period of time. And it should be one record, not 10 ledgers. One inward ledger, one outward ledger, one ledger at the gate entry, one ledger at the accounts department, one ledger at the corresponding department. I don't want multiple ledgers. I want one record where I can do an audit for later reference or for future reference. So in that case, you can go for blockchain. It is one single record of transaction. There is only one ledger that actually exists. So these are the two reasons why you can select blockchain for your application. So keeping this in mind, let us get into where exactly blockchain is currently being used, where and all it is possible to use. And as you already saw in the title screen, these are some of the applications which is very easily relatable to us, very quickly understandable also, right? The one which we see here is already what we saw, right? What we saw yesterday, Bitcoin, Litecoin, any other cryptocurrencies are actually based on blockchain. So one application of blockchain is cryptocurrency, or if you make it very general, you can tell it as crypto assets. One. Number two, identity management, right? We would have heard about Aadhaar breach, right? During before a couple of years, right? So, and this is very critical area, right? Your identity reveals lot of personal information about you, right? So it should be very secure, and it should be in the control of the person who owns it, right? My identity is controlled by me, not by anyone else. But whereas currently, yes, in a way, there is a level of control that we have, but still the data is not with us. It is in some central server. So one other application of blockchain could be distributed identity creation, not just identity management. You can even create a distributed identity on a blockchain. Third big application would be e-governance. Like all your birth certificate issuance, death certificate issuance, your tax collections, your community certificate issuance, salary, not salary certificate, but the income certificate, such kind of applications that are currently being done through the e-portal of the respective state governments or the corporations, those things can be onboarded to blockchain. So e-governance is one major applications that many countries or many states that foresee. Next is credentials management. If you remember yesterday, blockchain does not have anything in physical, right? Even the Bitcoin, you just have a statement telling that this particular account have 50 BTC or 50 Bitcoins. And when I transact, there is only a transaction telling that from this address to this address, 50 Bitcoin is transferred. So it is only a statement. So what people thought is, instead of 50 BTC, I can even tell Ramaguru Radhakrishnan has a degree in MTech. That is a record, and that is immutably stored. And I can store my degree certificate number, who was the issuer, how long it is valid, if this certificate is an expired certificate, if it has an expiry date. So credentials management is one other big application. Lot of companies are looking. They can give credentials like he has this particular certificate, he has this particular skill. So such kind of credentials can be managed on blockchain. So it becomes any party who wants to verify, they can verify. They need not go to your university to do the verification. Next is e-voting. Okay, of course, all of you know what is e-voting, electronic voting, right? So, or even m-voting, mobile voting. So these are some of the applications that all of us can relate to. All of us who are greater than 18 vote. All of us have an identity card. All of us have birth certificate and get any one of these income certificate or community certificate for applying for any higher secondary or even for job credentials also, right? And the last one is, and the one biggest application is supply chain management. Okay, so these are only very small, only 6 applications we have listed, but there are n number of applications which blockchain could support, provided that you meet the condition what I mentioned earlier. But there are some applications, or there are some startups and industries, they are trying to fit blockchain to all use cases. Just because blockchain is being talked about or much hyped about, people are trying to fit in blockchain to all the use cases they want, but that's not possible. So I have a very limited number of slides only. So a lot of things I'm just going to share through some screenshots from some applications, and maybe through some opening a web portal. So before that, I just want you to understand how blockchain is so suitable for such a wide range of application. Okay, if you understand that, you will be able to know, because blockchain itself is a outcome of lot of interdisciplinary technology, right? You take blockchain, you should know what is a distributed computing, right? You should know how all these computers or nodes which does not know each other, how they arrive on a decision, that is distributed consensus. And the blockchain as such is it's a data structure, as I told, and it is in a very advanced level using the digital cryptography. So if you take even the computer science, these many domains or these many topics are involved in the creation and in the management of blockchain technology. If you look at it from the other side, you want to write an application on top of a blockchain, you write it in the form of contracts, right? And when it comes to contracts, it is touching somewhere the domain of economics, one. Second, from a legal point of view, contracts also have a lot of inputs or implications taken from law point of view, whether that particular contract is valid as per law. There is contracts law, right? Next is finance. When it comes to creation of this money, finance, right? We already saw in Bitcoin that the block reward is getting halved every 4 years. That is to keep the supply demand in place. So you should know these things from finance. And you should also know there is a new area that is coming, that is like economics. There is something coming as crypto economics. One. Next is behavioral economics, like how people, what is the purchase pattern of people, when do people buy a particular product, and if it is priced at a particular level, how do they buy? So all such things you should know. Then supply chains. And these are only 2 areas we have listed. There are so many other areas that is contributing to the creation of blockchain. Since blockchain itself is being an outcome of so many other technologies joining together, that is why it is more suitable for wide range of domains where blockchain could be used as a solution. But it is not going to solve all the problem. Okay, that you have to remember. Many people think blockchain will solve all the problem. Blockchain will not solve all the problem. It will only provide you the immutability, the transparency. Once the data is gone, no one can change it, even the owner. One, future auditability. And there is only one record. It is distributed and decentralized. Okay. But if you're going and store 1 + 1 is 5, when you query blockchain, blockchain will tell 1 + 1 is 5. Blockchain is not going to validate whether 1 + 1 is 2 or not. That is not the job of blockchain. You tell President of America is Ramaguru, it is going to store, that's all. It is a database. It is like a database or a data structure which is secure, that's all. It is not going to do all the validations and all. For that, just like how the currently you are doing all the checks and conditions in your front end just before pushing or storing into your database, the same thing you have to do. So nothing from a user point of view is going to change. The UI might remain the same. The communication channel still could be same or it could be different also. The only thing is, instead of storing in a database, you store it in a blockchain. So it is going to only majorly replace the back end of your existing system. Okay. So remember, blockchain is more suitable for a lot of areas because of its interdisciplinary nature, but it is not going to solve all your problems. So these are, again, I've already mentioned it, but I'm just going to talk more about each of these areas. And considering the time, I will just talk about 2 areas in detail. Okay, 2 areas I'm going to talk in detail, but for other areas, I'm just going to say why blockchain is suitable for that area. Okay. So cryptocurrency, yeah, we have already seen what is Bitcoin, Litecoin, and you already understood why such a cryptocurrency is needed, right? Because the central banks or the bank is going to charge more fees and they decide to control your money. Tomorrow they come and say it is not valid, it is not valid. So you don't want someone control your finance. So such kind of centralization, both in technical and in control, people didn't like it. High charge, and they wanted to create their own system which is not controlled by one country or one individual or one company or one bank. So that is the reason for cryptocurrency. Okay. Second is the tax, right? If you take in a country like India, we have a rule telling that if you earn this much money, right? If you earn 5 to 10 lakhs, you have to pay a tax of this much rupees, doing the ATCC deduction, all such things. There is a rule, right? And that is for Indian rupee. Now, let us say I am starting a company in India today, and from tomorrow onwards, I am going to pay all your salary in Bitcoin, right? Now, you think all big companies in India, Bosch, Microsoft, Amazon, all Flipkart, Tata, Infosys, all these people now going to pay their employee salary in Bitcoin. No one is going to pay income tax. If there is no income tax, how is the government going to manage their expenditures? And government can only ban, it cannot regulate Bitcoin because, or any cryptocurrency, because it is not in the premises of India alone. It is distributed across the globe. So this is one reason why the creator or later lot of people want such cryptocurrencies. It is cross-boundary or cross-national, right? So that is one thing which we have already seen yesterday, right? Next is e-governance, right? As I told, e-governance, all the government-related things, even your the subsidies that you receive, like for example, Pradhan Mantri's Ujjwala scheme, like that LPG subsidy and all, those things can be currently, previously it was done through a different means. Later, now it is, I think it is through Aadhaar-based payment, right? Automatically based on your Aadhaar card, it is automatically credited to your account, which is good compared to the previous. Now it is good, but still, all these things could, if it comes on blockchain, it will be more accountable. Now you does not know, only the person who received the money know, I received this much amount as a LPG subsidy from government. And when government tells these are this much crore people have got benefited this and this much crore is what we have contributed, it is only a record. We do not have any visible proof. But if it is on blockchain and if it is going to be a public blockchain, then all of us can verify how many such transaction has happened. Any third party organization who is doing studies on such things can visibly see all these things recorded on the blockchain, and all these people can provide a full proof, right? So e-governance is one big area. A lot of governments are trying to take advantage of. In India, if you look at, I think Telangana is leading. Telangana is good. They are trying to bring in a lot of application. Even you take Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is leading blockchain. This thing I think in India. So it is not just because I am from Tamil Nadu, but if you look at Tamil Nadu e-governance agency, they conducted a workshop on how to go ahead with e-voting based on blockchain. That was a very good workshop that is contributed by so many different people from across the world. And it was also had a lot of inputs from election commissioner, US and deputy election commissioner, and lot of other people from different parts of the world who are doing such works. So, and Tamil Nadu e-governance agency already published a policy, blockchain policy for Tamil Nadu. So there are countries in India, sorry, not India, there are states in India which is trying to bring in lot of changes to the existing system. Like if you take in Tamil Nadu, there is something called as e-Sevai, which is e-service, right? The CSE, citizen services, right? Those things are now operated as a e-service, like anyone can go and apply everything online and get it there, done quickly. Now they are just trying to see what kind of use cases can be ported onto blockchain. So as I told, the birth certificate issuance, the death certificate issuance, approving a land plan. Like if you want to construct a house, you have to get the plan approved by the local municipality or the corporation, getting your water line approved, getting a new electricity connection, getting your income certificate. All such things can be easily onboarded onto a blockchain with a predefined workflow. If this particular condition is satisfied, then pass on this to this particular person. If he approves, record that in blockchain. So everything can become transparent and everything can become easily viewable. Like everyone can see what is the transaction of this particular status, like what is the status of my condition. Everything can be easily seen. And there is a country called Estonia. They have totally, it is a very small country, but they have completely switched on to blockchain based e-governance. You can Google them and check it out. I think you can Google e-Estonia. Okay, that is one, though it's a very small country, they are, that's one country I think they are leading in terms of serving the people through blockchain based services. Next is third is identity management. So when it comes to identity management, as I told, we are more worried about the data breach. Like my Aadhaar card has my name, my date of birth, my address, my phone number, my so many personally identifiable information, right? When such a data breach happens, someone can use my Aadhaar card to get a SIM card and he can use it for any purpose. Someone can use my Aadhaar card to if it is such a data breach happens. So if an identity is created, identity not just managed on blockchain, but you create an identity on the blockchain itself, which we call it as distributed identity, DID, distributed identity, which is going to behave like a self-sovereign identity. You can note down this term, self-sovereign identity and DID. Okay, what is the self-sovereign identity? The person who is the owner of that ID has the complete rights to manage his identity. It will be stored onto a distributed system or a system like blockchain, but I own my identity. Whatever information that is stored in regard with my identity is completely owned by me, and I control that identity. So you take one example. Now, let us take a couple of use cases. Now you go to a pub. Okay, you go to a pub or some place where there is an age restriction. They are telling that a person with an age of 18 plus is only allowed inside this particular pub or this particular bar or something. Now, normally what you do, you have to expose your identity card, right? You have to take your identity card and show it to the bouncer or to the person who is standing in the entry check, right? And he may look your identity card and he might know your name. Oh, you are from this particular area. This is your name. You might get some additional information apart from that you are greater than 18. Now, if this is on a blockchain based application, which is a distributed identity, then one big advantage is that you just need to give your unique identity, which maybe in a QR code or in some form, just from his application, if he scans it, the blockchain application will only tell an yes or no, because their application is allowed only to query whether you are greater than 18. And the blockchain will respond yes or no. That's all. So now the job is done. The organization which wanted to know whether you are greater than 18 to allow got confirmed you are greater than 18. But no other information was revealed. Your name was not revealed. Your date of birth was not revealed. Even your age was not revealed. It only gave whether you are greater than 18 or not. You could be 22, you could be 28, anything. So such kind of applications are possible if an identity creation is done on blockchain and if it is managed on blockchain. Okay, and things like this use something called as zero knowledge proof, ZKP. Okay. Now the fourth one is medical record maintenance. Again, the similar problem. My medical record, but it is owned by whom? It is owned by the hospital. You go to a particular hospital, okay, you do a medical checkup, all your medical details, which is more critical even than your identity. Even your identity had only some information which is personal, but it is not that sensitive. It is not sensitive as such. Like if someone knows your database, yes, they can misuse it, but it is personal. It is not that sensitive. But whereas your medical record is personal and as well as highly sensitive, because you does not want any other person know what you are diagnosed with, right? But that record is with the hospital. Now you decided you want to go to any other hospital. You might have a copy with you. You might have a copy physically or even in a form of digital thing you have. But the complete detailed record is available with the hospital. Now, even if you go to the another hospital for a second opinion or third opinion, if you don't have the full record, what the other hospital doctor will tell? Maybe you can redo the scan once again, or please redo the MRI. Here, the time is getting wasted. Now, second, yesterday only you would have taken an MRI in that hospital, and now just because you have gone for second opinion, you have to go through the same process again. So there is additional financial overhead and additional time consumption just because this access to this particular medical record is not available to that medical practitioner or the doctor. Now assume that if this is managed in blockchain and if you own your medical record, you can share it to any doctor whom you wish. And once they refer it, you can withdraw the access. So only when you want, you will be able to give access to the doctor to view your diagnosis and to update his observations. So medical record maintenance, there are a lot of applications. One application which you can check in the internet is medical chain. Okay, medical chain. The other is digital rights management. Okay, digital rights is nothing but your patent kind of thing, right? Patent. You create a artwork, you create a music, you create a video. This artwork or any digital thing you create, for that you are the owner. If someone is going to misuse it, you should be able to find it. You should be able to charge them. If someone is wanted to use, if they are getting your permission, then you should be able to record this and manage this. Currently, this is done by third-party organization. One important other advantage of going to blockchain is elimination of this third parties and intermediaries. You go to a blockchain so that what you do? Only there is a sender and the receiver. The main parties are involved. these intermediaries are removed. Just like how in the cryptocurrency, sender receiver, the bank is removed. So here even in digital rights management, you are the person who created. There is someone who wants to use your artwork or your digital content. They contact you directly and it is recorded on the blockchain. Whether you allowed it or not allowed it, how long you allowed it, how much you charged, when is the license, everything you both can negotiate, and that is recorded in blockchain. There is no need of any intermediary like the management organization who is going to manage your contents. Then credentials, as I mentioned already, all your certificates, all the credentials that you receive could be completely managed on blockchain. We will see more about credential in the afternoon session, because this is what I'm going to develop and show in the afternoon hands-on session. How to create a certificate issuer or a credential management using a blockchain, using Ethereum blockchain. So that is what we are going to see today afternoon. So we'll see more on that at today afternoon. Okay. So these are different, some of the areas and why blockchain is needed in those areas. Okay. Now quickly touching upon two areas. I'm just going to talk about SCM, supply chain management, and SWM, solid waste management. Okay. So this is supply chain management, you know, right? As I told you, see, there are multiple parties involved, right? Is this application suitable for blockchain? Yes, it is more suitable because the application, the domain which you have selected itself has multiple parties. One, and not all parties know each other. You say, not all consumer will know where the food is grown, who is getting manufactured, and from which country it was procured. Maybe the logistics person does not know who is manufacturing it, right? So you take this, there are multiple people, but all these people does not know each other, or even if they know each other, they may not trust each other, because it's a very complex system and it's a very time consuming job, right? Right from creation of the product until it is sold, there is a big cycle that is involved. So this application is more suitable because it is multiple stakeholders and a lot of people are involved in it, and they don't know each other, they don't trust each other. The transaction volume is going to be very large. Okay. Now, taking a very specific application. Okay, I'm just going to take a very specific application in supply chain itself. Supply chain itself, there are different supply chains, right? So let us take food supply chain. Let us take a food supply chain. If you take food supply chain, two examples that I would like to introduce, two applications that I would like to introduce is, there is a application by IBM called Food Trust. Okay, you can check that. There is an application by IBM based on Hyperledger blockchain called Food Trust. Okay, so that you can check. That is almost similar to what I'm going to explain now. This is an application that is created by Bosch, which is called True Food. Okay, you see the meaning of the names. They are telling that the food is good, true food, which means it is, the food is true, and that is Food Trust. You should trust the food that you are getting, or you can trust the food that you are eating. So they are trying to bring in the trust, and that is done through blockchain. Okay, so IBM's is called Food Trust, and Bosch application is called True Food. Okay. So now if you look, this is a blockchain based application. Okay. Now, what is big advantage here is you will be able to track everything, right? You will be able to track everything. For example, let us say you go to a Reliance Fresh. You go to a Walmart store. You buy a strawberry or an apple. Okay. Now, there is a QR code which is stuck on that cover. Like you buy half kg of apple or 1 kg of strawberry, whatever it is. There is a QR code. Now, you might have a mobile app. Just open your mobile app and scan the QR code. You will be able to see the complete detail of where the food came from. Like you will be able to see this particular strawberry was grown in Switzerland, in this particular farm, on this particular date this was harvested. Then you can see from there where it was moved? Who did the packaging work? This particular industry in Switzerland did the packaging and the other safety measures. From there, it was shipped on this particular date to Delhi, then from Delhi to Chennai, from Chennai to Coimbatore, from Coimbatore to this particular Gandhipuram, in this particular Reliance Fresh store. And you can also see other such information like what was the temperature in which it was maintained, what is the freshness index of the fruit, and when is the chance that this food could get expired, like that fruit, when is that there's a chance that it can become bad. So you can see the complete flow across the supply chain, just because whenever it is moving across the supply chain from one stakeholder to other, from the farmer to the next person, the packaging people, from him to the logistics or the transportation, from there to the storage house or the warehouse, from there to the retail store, from there to the consumer, everything is recorded on the blockchain. Okay, now you can see this is one advantage. You as a person will be able to see. So both these people, both of these applications, no, they use some terms like farm to fork. From farm to your fork, you can track everything in our blockchain. Farm to fork. Okay, so you'll be able to see everything, every single thing. One, this is one advantage. You'll be able to know. It is because it is one single chain. There is no multiple ledger. Second, all the stakeholders record whenever they transport it or whenever they receive it or whenever they send it, whenever there is some change, they update it in the blockchain. Third, there are a lot of benefits which is not existing in the traditional system. Now let us say you liked the strawberry, okay, you are going to rate. Normally when you give a rating, right, you tell this particular product I got from this particular is good. Previously it is good, that's all. They will not be able to clearly distinguish from where it was came, because the supply chain itself was missing those parameters. Now, just because the single ledger is able to track in which form it was grown, now if there are 15 people who are going to tell, I like this strawberry, I like this strawberry, and if all these strawberry comes from one farm, then what this Walmart or this Reliance Fresh guy would do? He will, if he is getting strawberry from 6 farms, what he might do? He might now starting to get more strawberry from that one farm which people liked compared to all other 5 farms. So now you're directly, your decision is not just influencing the reputation of the store you bought, but it is also helping the farmer or the farm where the fruit was grown. If this particular vendor is getting it from 4 or 5 farms, now you will know that all other people liked the fruit from farm 1. So let us get more from him. So now indirectly your review is helping the farmer or the farm. So this is one other benefit of bringing supply chain into blockchain. Okay. Now the third thing is it will also help you to save the reputation. Now looking at the screen, you may not understand it fully, but just to see some temperature, all such things are given. Okay. Now a particular storage, because of some reason, say there is an unplanned Bharat Bandh that has happened today, because of which now they are not able to move the fruits from the warehouse to the shop or the store. And unfortunately, they are seeing today this particular fruit is getting, means it is perished. Okay. So now what they can do automatically, they can tell this particular batch what we received is already in the stage of perishable. So let us not give it to the store. Now assume that if this kind of tracking was not there, they cannot open each box and check. So this will go to the store. Some consumer will come and buy. After purchasing it, if they are going to do a complaint, it is going to affect the reputation of that particular store. Or in case if the consumer is consuming and if it is going to affect the health of the consumer, still it is going to be worse, it will affect the reputation of the store, and it has already affected the health of the consumer. So such kind of things could be avoided. But here, if you see, blockchain alone is not going to help here, right? You also need other things. For example, to manage these things, right? This temperature and all, you need a lot of additional things. You need an IoT ecosystem within the system where you monitor the temperature, you monitor the other parameters that is required. And those things from the IoT network has to be pushed onto the blockchain on a periodical basis. One. And based on these sensor data, to calculate some freshness index or something, you need maybe a machine learning or an artificial intelligence running on top of it. If at all, if you want to do something with those collected data and predict something for your future, then you might need a additional ML or AI layer running on top of the blockchain. Other advantages, not just the stakeholders of the blockchain, but you see here, certificate of food grade, right? Now you can bring in the certifying organization also, right? For food and all, there are certifying organization. For organic food and all, there is again our certifying organization. What you can do? So you can bring in the certifying organization also on blockchain. So when the food is packed itself, they can issue their certificate. They can issue their certificate in the blockchain itself. So even if someone is going to stick a fake QR code or a fake barcode or a fake logo of any certifying organization, you can go to the blockchain and verify whether such a organization has issued this particular organic food, organic item certificate for that particular product in the blockchain. So it is not just the normal usual stakeholders can be onboarded to the blockchain, but other certifying organization, other regulatory organization, even the food inspection people can also be onboarded onto the blockchain. And if they have identified any adulteration of the food, they can give some comments on it, which can use to calculate a parameter like reputation parameter. If there are too many adulteration complaints that is coming, that may reduce the reputation score. So people who are going to buy those products, what they can do? They can understand that, okay, the reputation score is less and we can not buy from this. This is just like a review system, but you take a review that is posted on in a Flipkart page or Amazon page can be removed because that website is in their control, but blockchain is on no one's control. So I think this is one application which you will not be able to find it in the internet. I think they have taken down this site. I don't know why. So that's why I have the screenshot. But you can check on IBM Food Trust. So this is one application. Okay. The next is solid waste management. So this is one area which I am currently working on. So here also, if you look at, there are multiple people are involved, right? You, as a person, you generate a lot of waste, right? You put it to a person who comes collecting the waste every morning in front of your house with a bell ringing. He dumps it in a community bin kept at a particular place. Then the transportation, either a tripper lorry or any other transportation vehicle that is owned by your municipality or corporation, or it's emptying the community bin and replacing a new bin. Then this is ideally sent to landfill. But after the solid waste management rules 2016 in India, then there are some changes, like if it could be recycled, you can recycle. If it could be upcycled, you can upcycle. If it could be done something, you have to do something. Only waste that are not suitable for anything has to be sent to the landfill site. Okay, so this is the process. So here also you see there are different people across different areas. One is a common man. Then there is one government organization like municipality or a corporation or a town panchayat or a village panchayat comes in. Then they could have a direct employees, or they could have taken a third-party workers for doing the waste collection. Again, transportation could be owned by the government, or it could again be a third-party service that they have contracted. Then recycling, similarly, the government could have set up their own recycling, upcycling plant, or they could have contact third parties also. Okay, so there are multiple people involved. One. Next, this system also requires transparency, but there is no transparency, right? Waste has a lot of money. More than education field or more than medicine field, equally, the waste that we generate has a lot of money. Okay. Now, how you can, how blockchain can help here is, it can bring in a lot of transparency. The waste that you give, if it is going to be of worth, you should get the money. Let us say you are going to dump all the papers. You are going to dump a lot of metal and steel waste. Then those can be, the government can collect it and they can record that in the blockchain telling that this particular house gave this much. Then they in turn can give it to metal scrapper or organizations which does paper recycling. They can sell it and they can in turn give the benefit to the waste generators. Or if waste generators are not interested, then that money could be accounted to the municipality or the corporation itself. And this will be transparently visible. One. Second, there is one big problem. Sorry to quote this example, but for people who know this, you might understand. In case if you have seen some movie, I think there was one movie in South India where lot of medical waste are imported to India from Singapore or some country. Okay. And those medical waste that comes from that country is dumped into our landfill. This is because there is no clear record of how much waste this is generated, how much waste is gone for recycling, how much waste is gone for upcycling, and what is the composition of these waste. There is no clear statistics. The statistics that comes is also not very true. So if it's going to come on a blockchain platform, then everything will be transparent. If in my street, if there are 5 houses, and if each house is contributing 2 kgs, at the end of day 1, the community bin can only have weight of 10 kgs, not more than that. Now, if the community bin is recording 12 kgs, then the 2 kg should have come from some other place. Easily, the blockchain, with the support of additional IoT sensors, will be able to detect and tell it to you. Now, there is a noise. So can someone turn off their mic if they are not speaking? There is some noise. Now, once these wastes are collected, let us say there is 100 kg of waste that was collected in a particular area. Okay, for simplicity. Now, this 100 kgs, let us say there is 50 kgs of plastic, 25 kgs of metal, 15 kgs of paper waste. The remaining 10 kgs are the leaf waste or the food waste or some sanitary waste kind of things. Okay. Now this plastic waste can be given to the plastic recyclers. Okay. The metal waste can be given to the metal recyclers. So assume that the government has given a contract to all these people. Now what we can record, whenever this was handed over, automatically based on the agreed terms in blockchain itself, they can transact. Okay, today Mettupalayam municipality has given 50 kgs of plastic waste. Per kg we have agreed that we will give 9 rupees. So for 50 kgs, 450 rupees automatically transacted from their account to the municipality's account, which is recorded on the blockchain. So the revenue that is generated from the waste is getting accountable on the blockchain, and that is also becoming transparent. So there is 2 accountability that is comes in. The waste, the amount of waste that is generated by each area, each ward, each street or each house is accounted. And the revenue that is getting generated is also accounted. Now assume that you can improve this practice. What you can do is you can encourage the people. Like for example, you feel a particular houses in a particular area, they themselves are segregating and donating the waste. Then what you can do? You can give them a digital voucher on the blockchain itself, which they can use it to. They can use it when they pay the electricity bill. You need not giving them money or giving them some voucher, and you are giving them some point, which they can redeem it at the end of the day. So this behavior could encourage other people to segregate the waste on themselves. So taking blockchain to waste management will bring in a lot of transparency in the system, which is currently not there. Second, it will bring in a lot of accountability. Currently, there is no accountability. If there is a lot of waste that is dumped on a particular area without dustbin, who is responsible? Whether the people are responsible for dumping, or it is because the municipality or the corporation have not placed a dustbin, whether people are dumping. So there is no clarity. So there is no accountability. Right? So this will bring in a lot of accountability. And with this, again, with the support of IoT and a lot of AI, people can predict something. For example, if there is a dustbin with IoT and AI support or ML support, when we drop in the waste, automatically it can calculate and telling that, okay, with the current filling rate, by tomorrow evening, I should be filling. So what it can automatically do, it can give a notification to the logistics people telling that by tomorrow evening, there is a chance that this particular dustbin in this particular area could be filled. So they can plan based on the such data calculation. They will be able to plan, okay, we should send a vehicle for emptying it. Okay. So these are, this is one area which a lot of people are working, but it's still very less. In India, there is one organization, they have started their own work on this, which is called Swachh Coin. Okay, you can Google that, which is called Swachh Coin. Which is, the idea is good, but it is too futuristic, which is possible only in smart cities kind of thing, because all their dustbins are very smart with the digital, completely IoT made dustbins, which is, I don't think even our government is currently struggling to place the normal dustbin itself in a lot of areas. So I don't know how such a idea would be feasible, but otherwise, leaving out the practicality, that's a very good idea that all of you can look on. Swachh Coin. Okay. So I think, yeah, that's I have for this session. These are the two important applications, which involves a lot of stakeholders, which do end-to-end operation, but they may not know each other, and of course they may not trust each other, and there is a large amount of money, data, waste, product, food that is getting transacted on a day-to-day basis, which is very important. Food is very important, which is going to affect our health and other things. Even the waste, if it is not managed properly, will end up in health issues, end up in other issues as well. So these are the two applications that all of us could relate to, which I think is very, very important, that blockchain is more suitable in these two areas. Thank you, and over for questions.
Sir, Ramaguru sir. So
Yes,
still
sir.
actually tracking and tracing is one of the benefits in of blockchain. Am I right, sir? But still, food tampering,
Yes.
that means fraud is also there, no, sir? Am I right, sir?
Can you repeat? Can you repeat?
Yeah, still
fraud, I heard. After that, it got break.
Yeah, that's fraud. Food tampering also it's occur in SE, I mean supply chain management. So whatever the tracking, tracing, and benefits is also there. Some food tampering, that means fraud is also there, no, sir? Am I right, sir? This is one of the challenges in blockchain. Am I right, sir?
Yes. As I told,
so
that's
that
what
is my
blockchain is not one solution. For example, what if people are not going to put the waste in the dustbin? What if people are going to put the waste outside the dustbin? Blockchain cannot handle that. That the government or we have to come up with some other methodology. So blockchain is not one single solution for everything. suitable methods are designed, then this food adulteration can be stopped using blockchain. That they are trying to do in pharmaceutical industry. There is such normally how they do the adulteration is like if there is a medical like if you take a tablet box, within a box there might be 100 strips, and within that 100 strips each of the this thing, what they normally do is they will take only one strip and place one fake tablet. So if you take one box, if there are 100 strips, or 98 tablet strips will be genuine, only 2 will be the fake. So people open that. So such kind of things blockchain cannot do anything. But if you say instead of going to store only the pack, if I am going to store each of the strip in the blockchain, then blockchain can avoid that. Got it right? Now currently only the unique code and that is stored in the blockchain. Then blockchain cannot solve this issue. But you take each strip within that box is having a unique QR code, then blockchain can stop this. So it is only in our designing how we are making, we are going to use blockchain, we will decide whether it is going to solve the problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that is one. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions from participants?
Sir, good afternoon. Sir. Hello, sir. Sir, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Ramguru sir, can you hear?
Hello, sir.
Hello, Ramguru sir.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Ramguru sir, there is a...
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. The question? Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, so now blockchain, we are in developing phase, and my question is like, so this technology, will it be through next 5 years, and can the business application can run through the blockchain?
Can you repeat your question, sir? I'm not clear.
Sir, actually, now the blockchain technology is emerging and trending.
Yes,
so, if, this technology will be at least it will last for next 5 years, and so will it is suitable for any business application development?
Yes, sir. A lot of like you take SCM, it's all business only now, sir. It's all you take SCM is can be used, SCM supply chain management can be used by big organizations like Flipkart, Amazon, Walmart, any food any food related, any pharmaceutical related, any other product supply chain. They can use or logistics people. All these people can use blockchain. So it is going to not just last for 5 years. If you look at blockchain as a thing, it will even last for a very long time because it has a very good scope. So I think it will last more than 5 years also. It may not be hyped this much. It may become very normal topic maybe after 5 years, but it will last for sure longer than 5 years. And it is suitable for industry and enterprise level application, but the control will be different. For example, whatever applications I was talking now are all public, permissionless blockchain kind of thing. If you take an enterprise level, then it could be a permission level of blockchain where only the enterprise, you take the hospital management. Not everyone will have access to those blockchain. The doctors will have, the patient will have, and the other administrative staffs of the hospital will have. Not any public is going to have. If I am a patient of that hospital, I might have. So such use cases are permissioned blockchain use cases.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So then, if as a startup they are entering into this technology and creating some smart automation concepts using the blockchain technology, will it be possible or feasible to make automation in blockchain?
It is possible, sir. It depends what kind of automation you are talking about. We have to discuss in detail. But otherwise, it is possible. It is possible. If you look it from a different angle, yes, it is a super technology. But
Okay.
if you look at from a simple way, it is not going to affect so many things. It is means just for keeping things very simple. If you look at, as I told, it is just going to replace the backend. That's all. It is not that way. But just to make our understanding simple at this stage of blockchain, what I would say is, if you just look, okay, the front end is going to be same, the mobile app is going to be same, but instead of contacting a MySQL database or a MongoDB or a MS server, it is just going to contact your blockchain.
Okay.
That's all. So you can do any kind of automation with blockchain, but depends where exactly. Blockchain is suitable for all domains and all applications. But
yeah, it can be integrated with
selected appropriately.
Okay.
Use case is important.
Yes. Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
then in agriculture also it can be implemented and integrated with IoT.
Yes, sir. Whatever food supply chain I told,
Yeah.
it can become an agri supply chain. You, like, for example, quickly to say, like, you can have a lot of IoT sensors that is attached to plants, and you can have drones that monitor how the watering is done to the field and all. And those data from the drones and IoT devices can be put onto the blockchain to monitor the plant health. And based on the plant health, the certifying organization can issue certificate.
Yeah, that's yes, sir.
Agri supply chain management is also there.
Okay.
It's already there.
It's there, sir. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, any other questions from participants? Okay, thank you, Ram Guru, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Just the participants, we will meet by 2 p.m. The same resource person. And we can go forward. Ram Guru, sir, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Okay.